We're just hopping in for the live. Jay's getting ready here. And we're going to be chit-chatting about 90s Halloween stuff. I should probably put some notes up so I remember kind of the rough topics of 90s Halloween here. And you guys, we are live, so you guys can throw some ideas in the chat as well. 90s Halloween themes. We got Goosebumps, right? Are You Afraid of the Dark? We got let's see, McDonald toys. I guess we could also put the Treehouse of Terror with the Simpsons. Definitely, I guess, scary cartoon and kids shows. And Bloody Bones is here. What's up? What's up? Thanks for joining us with the stream here. Getting set up and situated. What other 90s Halloween? So the costumes, right? Costumes of the 90s. So it's tough researching this because I'm like, is it costumes that came out in the 90s? Or these are costumes representing the 90s, right? So dressing up as the Rugrats or Forrest Gump or something like that. I want the costumes that came out in the 90s. Yeah, it seems like all the searches are that. You can't find out which ones came out in the 90s. Now I want to dress up as something from the 90s now. Tales from the Crypt. Yes, I'll add that there. 90s shows. Yeah. Well, let's see. When did that come out? Pretty sure that's 90s. Tales from the Crypt. TV series. 1989. It started. So it did go through because there was 7 seasons. So that's a good one. I definitely remember watching that.
Hey, Russ, let me try something real quick.
Try it.
I wish these still worked. I haven't used them in a while. See if they do.
See if they do.
Some grace of God.
See if they do.
I'm more comfortable.
Than wearing the ear pads.
All right, I can hear you.
I mean, I can hear you as well.
All right. Well, this shit works. I don't know why I thought it didn't. Cool. All right, that's cool. That means I don't have to wear these dumb things. These things suck. All right, sweet.
Good to go. We got a few people on the live here. I'm sure people will pop in and out.
How can I see the comments? I need to click on comments, I guess.
Yeah.
We got Bloody Bones, Custom NES guy. That man's late. Talking about me?
Yes.
I was technically waiting. My wife had stuff to say to me.
I was like, we're technically live. I was like, I'll take Jay off.
Yeah,
So,
thanks.
I was like, I don't know what they're discussing.
Yeah.
All right, we'll run that intro and get into this episode.
Cool.
The Weekly Warm Pipe.
Spooky.
Is it spooky time?
Spooky time. I figure all the episodes have to be spooky for October, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
We did
So
talk
for-
about
Talk about what?
I was saying we did talk about spooky movies last week, so
It's true. My brain is like so out in left field today. I thought it was September for some reason today at one point. Kelly's like,
whoops.
she's like, Jay, we're 9 days into October. I was like, ooh. For some reason I was like, September 22nd should be here any day now.
You're like, it's coming right up.
I was 2 weeks off.
Oh, that's all right. October's here. We're talking spooky stuff. We're jumping in the warp pipe this episode and going back to the 90s. And it's just kind of a mishmash of discussing Halloween in the 90s, TV shows, maybe some costumes people dressed up as, Happy Meal toys, maybe what are the specials on TV that
Yep.
possibly people seen. And I'll add more stuff to the docket as we get into it. I was trying to research like costumes that came out in the 90s,
Mhm.
and everything that comes up is costumes that you can wear today that are 90s, right? It's like dress up as the Rugrats or dress up as this person. And I'm like, yeah, those came out in the 90s, but I want to know the costumes that were released in the 90s.
You didn't use the word released?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll try again searching that. We can come back to that topic, or if anyone has like thoughts or memories of like, oh yeah, I remember this was big. Top costume.
Are you seeing me, Russ?
No, it just
Oh
says
my gosh.
EOS webcam utility.
Starting
Which
off
means the webcam's not working for
technical difficulties already.
That's the spookiest, scariest thing on the podcast. Technical difficulties.
Isn't it just? Isn't it just?
So we'll see if Jay will be joining us with his face or not on this episode, or we'll just be.
My face is hideous, so maybe everyone's better off.
I did want to get into some. Let's see. I put TV shows. We got quite a few here. We could kind of chat about. This one, TV shows and books, but the Goosebumps series was definitely big in the 90s. I certainly remember picking up the book series, maybe at one of the book fairs at school, and checking out The Haunted Mask was a big one that stood out. And I think the first one was about a haunted house. I want to say I could picture the cover of this spooky house on the first book, but I do think when they brought it to his TV series, I think the first episode was The Haunted Mask. I want to say Welcome to Dead House was that first book. It's been quite some time since I've read any of these, but there it is. There's your cover.
I never read any of them.
No?
I only just watched the TV show.
Okay. I feel like they did a pretty good job at adapting them.
I like that cover though. It's pretty classic looking.
Yeah, I mean, the Goosebumps art was certainly fantastic. If anything alone, just collecting the books for the art is good. I have quite a few. I was trying to maybe collect first 50 or original or so. I tried to get all the ones that are the original run of the Goosebumps series. They had a spin-off too with Slappy.
Oh yeah.
The doll there, the ventriloquist doll that came out, but I didn't read any of those books. And all these books you can read in a day. It's large font, small pages amount in there. Sit down, knock it out in a few hours. Unless you're watching the episode, half an hour then.
Yeah. Who knows?
Goosebumps TV series. Let's see what we got on that. Oh, they did do a reboot as well of the Goosebumps TV series on Netflix, which I didn't finish. Let's see, 1995. Yeah, 1995. It had 4 seasons, 74 episodes. Goosebumps originally aired on YTV in English from 1995 to 2004, and then again in 2016 to 2017 in French in Canada. So it had like a year run over there. Marketing for it to coincide with Fox's release of several tapes from the series, a Halloween 1998 tie-in marketing campaign with General Mills promoted the video series on 10 million packages and included with each video cassette coupons for products like fruit roll-ups and Gushers. Nice. Where's Jay? I got to add Jay back in.
I just switched cameras, so at least I'm here in some form.
Fair enough.
Because my other camera's being a punk right now, so
being a punk.
Better this than nothing, I guess.
Hey, Rob's here.
Hey, Rob, what's up, bud?
Rob from the Retro Hunters. He was a guest on, was it 2 episodes ago?
I hung out with Rob late into the evening a few nights back.
Like physically at the house?
I went to his house.
Oh, nice.
We held hands. It was great. No, I was watching a show until 2 a.m. that he was doing.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. No, he doesn't he live in like California?
I'm not sure where Rob lives now. You can let us know in the chat, but
it's not South Carolina, I don't think.
On a side note, before we get back into the spooky topic, how you doing, Jay, with the storm where you are? I know another storm's coming through.
So the storm that went through South Carolina did not affect us nearly as bad as it affected the people in North Carolina, especially the Asheville area. Those people have terrible conditions, and I feel terrible for them. But the one going through Florida right now is not affecting us whatsoever. But it's affecting, people like Tampa Bay area. So we are pretty lucky here where I am. So we're doing good, but thank you for asking. But everybody else, they probably need lots of prayers and help and whatever aid they can get. So
absolutely. Thoughts on, we were talking Goosebumps. You said you watched the series.
Yeah. So I just remember I don't remember exactly what year it was, but I remember there being a big marketing campaign that Goosebumps was going to be coming on TV. And it may have been around Halloween time. And I remember watching it in my bedroom. I don't remember what the episode was about. But I remember the intro, being a little spooky. And I kind of liked that. It almost reminded me of like Are You Afraid of the Dark type intro.
Mm-hmm.
And is it the one where he goes, "Children beware, you're in for a scare"? Like, is there a way to watch that on stream here? That would be kind of rad.
I mean, I guess regardless, I'm sure we're going to be demonetized on this. Not that we're making much of anything on this podcast.
Oh yeah, we are.
Monetization on YouTube.
Thousands. I'm getting rich off this podcast, aren't you? You're not getting all the money that I'm seeing?
Goosebumps intro.
Edwin's Video Games.
All right, let's see. Let's remove that and let's bring up the YouTube page so you guys can see the intro.
Yeah, I love this. R.L. Stein. Children beware.
And those are all his stories, the Goosebumps stories going out into the. Just how it changes everyone with the G.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that.
The scary eyes of the dog that turned yellow. Going up the stairs, creeping into the house. What is this crap? Now I can't see the intro because of their stupid. Check out this video next.
Oh, viewer beware.
There it is. Good enough.
There we go. Pretty cool. We got the idea. Thanks for nothing, Golden Gaming.
Yeah. Edwin says, "Sup, I love me some Goosebumps art." I know we were saying how awesome the art is. Just looking at it, like I feel like I just want to collect the books just for the art if I'm not even going to read it. And the intro certainly is nostalgic for sure.
Hold on. Bloody Bones says, I watched Goosebumps on channel 21 and read all the books. I still had my collection of Goosebump books that I gave to my sister, which she still has all of them to this day. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Bloody Bones is local to me. So he watched Goosebumps on the same Fox 21 channel that I watched Goosebumps on, which is pretty freaking rad.
I like that you guys remember the channel. Like, I have no clue what channel it was on TV. That's for sure. But I remember watching it for sure. Let's see. It said, I'm on the Wikipedia page again here. Yeah, Haunted Mass was the first episode that came out. I don't know why they didn't want to do to Welcome the Dead House. Maybe they just thought the Haunted House was a little bit better story, so to go. But who's Erie, Indiana? Is that related to Goosebumps? Erie, Indiana. Sounds familiar. Oh, it's a TV series. Okay. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I remember this one. Sci-Fi, 1991. There was only one season of this here. I like the cover of it. If I could bring this up here, present, share screen, Erie, Indiana. It's an American horror science fiction television series that originally aired on NBC September 15th, 1991 to December 9th. The series was created by Jose Riviera and Carl Schaffner. Total 19 episodes were produced. The final episode aired for the first time in 1993 when the series was syndicated on the Disney Channel. Interesting. The series revolves around Marshall Teller, a teenager whose family moves to desolate town of Erie, Indiana. Population 16,661. I see how they have the 666 in there. Well, moving into his new home, he meets Simon Holmes, one of the few normal people in Erie. Together, they are faced with bizarre scenarios, which include discovering a sinister group of intelligent dogs that are planning on taking over the world, and meeting a tornado hunter who is a reminiscence of Captain Ahab. This sounds, very similar to a Goosebumps vibe and jumping on that like spooky series for sure with the kids and stuff. I can't say I've ever seen it, so that'd be interesting to see if any of the episodes are on YouTube or anything. Yeah, you love the show and was so upset about them canceling the series. I guess it just didn't have the backing as Goosebumps, since Goosebumps had the book tie-ins already. So you already had that core audience who liked to read books and was just checking out the this TV series based on the books. And then you had the new people jumping on the train there as well. It Came from the Basement was the first Goosebumps book. I could have sworn it was the other one. Maybe not. Maybe you're right. Let's fact check that first. What is the first Goosebumps book? List of Goosebump books on Wikipedia. It says, no, Welcome to Dead House. First one. Stay Out of the Basement's number 2. So that settles that one up there. We also lost Jay, if you're curious on why we don't hear Jay. Maybe his computer probably shut down or something like that with technical difficulties. He had used his laptop camera or webcam or whatever to jump on, but he has since disappeared. Has he texted me? I don't know. Let's see. He sent me an image. My computer just crashed. Fantastic. I do have to send off. I have my old laptop. I have to finish transferring all the files and everything. So I do need to get the laptop off to Jay so he can then have a new laptop to work with. So we won't have these difficulties there. If Rob, you want to jump on for a hot minute, I can send you an invite. If that's cool, you could jump in. I don't know if you got to be anywhere, but feel free to jump in. Our buddy Andy is here from the 90s are rad. How's it going? He's got a YouTube channel talking about all 90s stuff. So this fits right up his alley. We were discussing Goosebumps and then we jumped on to Erie, Indiana. So I was like, okay, I could get behind that. Let's see. Where's Rob's email? I could have sworn I just sent him an invite before. We'll just go like this. Technical difficulties. This one. What is that one there? Okay. Bada bing. Invite sent. Maybe I'll wait for Rob to jump in and we'll see when Jay can join us back again. Shoop. Shoop.
What is happening, Russ Lyman? How's it going?
Hey, Rob. Thanks for jumping in while we wait for Jay.
No problem. It's serendipity, my friend.
90s Halloween stuff. Yeah, it had a few shows.
Baby.
Have you ever heard of that Erie, Indiana show we were talking about?
Dude, so for me, Erie, Indiana, Goosebumps and Erie, Indiana, I believe were part of like the local Fox station.
Okay.
And so, yeah, dude, you would get those in a block. I don't think it was like daily. I think it was more of like a weekly thing. But man, I'm telling you, it should not have scared me as much as like at the age I was at. Those shows should not have scared me, but for some reason, dude, they freaked me out so much. I was not like a big watcher of them, but I was very familiar.
Right. Yeah, because they're kind of low budget because it's technically like a TV series, right? They're not pumping millions of dollars into it like a feature film or whatever. So some of the effects are like meh. But
Yeah, totally. Like, one of my favorites is what was it? It was The Mutant.
on Goosebumps,
Yes. What was the name of that book?
um,
Attack of the Mutant. Oh man.
I'm trying to think. Was it the episode of the like she goes to the library and he's a mutant, or no, or like a
Okay.
bug?
So I read a lot of the books as a kid too, so
Okay.
that was part of it too. Is like you read the books and then you want to see the show. No, he almost looked like, if you look it up, it was Goosebumps, Attack of the Mutant. He almost like, do you remember Bible Man?
Oh yeah, I remember
Kinda
this.
had- he kind of had that vibe going, and like the whole thing was like, I don't know, like he had a fortress in the middle of town that was invisible. Oh yeah, dude, right there, top left, there it is.
Yeah. So there's the book.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
obviously going for like a Batman-ish superhero, like he kind of looks like there, and then you can see on the
Oh,
TV
there he
series, you're
is.
like almost a remind because he's blue, kind of reminds me of the Tick.
Yeah, dude. Oh, he's definitely got like live action Tick and Bible Man vibes. Oh man.
And it was a two-parter. It says part 2, so maybe it was a two-parter for the series.
That was one of their ones. They were like, we're gonna lean into this hard, and you're gonna love it, dude. That's so good.
Attack of the Mutant. And again, yeah, the art's so great for sure on the Goosebump books.
I still remember there was one of them. What was? Oh, I don't remember. What was the name of it? It was the camp. Oh, Goosebumps. It was like a brother and a sister go to camp.
Okay.
Camp Nightmare. Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Maybe.
Welcome to Camp Nightmare. I think that's what it was called. The ending of that book is a banger. Like anybody, you're not too old. Go read a Goosebumps. The ending of that book is so good. Yeah, dude.
I mean, what's it going to take you? An hour or two to go through this?
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
Geez, someone's selling this for $48 on Amazon.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you get that, you got to get that paperback. Oh,
Now they did do as you can see on here, we're looking at the images. They did like re-releases where it's a different cover art, same story, I assume.
oh, interesting. I've never seen those.
So, I'll frequent Savers and Goodwill to try to find these, and I'll be looking in the book section, and then I'll oftentimes find these where it's the re-release, and I'm like, no, I like the classic one instead here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good, I guess, if you want to read the story, and kind of neat that they redid it, and the logos changed a little bit. They went with white instead of the purple up here, but
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm a big fan of the original for sure.
right. So
Oh my gosh.
we'll see.
Yeah, good. I think the first Goosebumps book that I read was the werewolf. What was that called? See, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
remember the
yeah. I
names.
could picture all the covers too.
The werewolf swamp, maybe.
He's in a swamp. I know. Let's see.
Yeah, he's like howling and like standing on the side of the banks of the river.
The Werewolf of Fever Swamp. You're close on that one.
Yes. Dude,
Great
what I'm
art for
talking
sure. Just love the colors and everything of that. So 90s for sure.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, dude, I would say go back if you've never read a Goosebumps book, or if it's been a long time. I invite you all, go back, read some Goosebumps. It'll be good for you.
Head to a Goodwill or a Savers and see if you can grab any.
Totally. If you just show up at your local library and be like, yeah, where's the Goosebumps section? It'll be fine. Nobody will ask any questions.
That is curious too. I wonder if the libraries have the Goosebumps books there. Maybe.
Oh, dude,
I-
next time I go, I'll look.
I haven't visited one in quite some time. I was going to add Jay, and literally his camera broke again. I see. There he is. There he is.
Man. Oh,
Jay.
No, I was trying to use the Canon again, but it's just I don't know what happened tonight.
it's not what it looks like, brother.
What are you guys doing together, man? Just kidding.
I was like,
No, I
Rob's here,
appreciate
know
you
what?
coming in and saving the day, Rob.
Oh, absolutely, dude. I'm sitting here, I'm editing, I'm trying to finish up a video that I'm going to try to put out the next day or so. So I was watching you guys and I'm like, yeah, dude, I'll jump in. Why not?
Sweet. No, yeah, I don't know. My computer is probably like just on its last leg. So I don't know. Me and Russ have been stretching this thing out as long as we can. We'll hopefully can last a little longer, but
Yeah, I have my old computer for you. I just have to get it situated and then shipped out to you. I got a box and everything. So
currently, yeah. So hopefully we'll keep fingers crossed that I stick around. I don't know when or why it decides to crap out, but yeah, I don't know. I think the first sign of things going bad was the camera cutting out, and then out of nowhere, I was in the middle of a statement, and boom, just shut it down.
that's it.
Man.
So we did Goosebumps, and then maybe for the older kids, they did have the Tales from the Crypt, right?
Oh yeah.
Now this
Oh,
did
man.
air first in 1989, but there were 7 seasons, so it went through the night. It was more in the 90s, right? For
So
six
at some
years.
point, Tales from the Crypt was syndicated, and Fox played it. Fox 21 here in Greenville played it at midnight on Saturday
Ooh.
nights, and I would stay up till midnight, and I would watch. I think it came on like back to back, and I was obsessed with it. One of my best favorite episodes was there was an episode, and it has this really famous actor. He's an older guy, very distinguished face.
Okay.
He actually plays the neighbor on Christmas with the Cranks, and the story is about, like, I guess the wife has like a bunch of pets, and he
Okay.
like taxidermies them or something. And at the very end, she has him taxidermied or something. I can't remember exactly,
Oh wow. Okay.
So sick.
but it was a pretty cool episode. I hope I explained that well.
I'm hooked. I'm ready. Let's find it.
And definitely having the intro with the Crypt Keeper really made it. You know, you get again that intro standing out where you're making your way towards the crypt, and then he just turns to face the camera and with that laugh.
I love that.
And I think it was originally on, I want to say HBO or something.
It was,
right?
yep.
Yeah.
So if you didn't subscribe to HBO, you weren't able to catch it until it was said moved to Fox.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find the name of this episode.
Bloody Bones said, "Yep, I watched Tales from the Crypt on Fox 21 as well."
That one was too spicy for me too, man. Like when it was in its heyday, we didn't have HBO, so like
Yeah.
I could only catch it if I was like over at a friend's house. And again, I don't know what it is, man. Scary stuff gets me every single time.
Okay, I'll give you a read down of this. I
Okay.
think the name of it might be Jonas. It says Jonas is the main character in the episode Collection Completed. A recently retired man. He becomes fed up with all the animals his wife keeps around the house and turns a way to get rid of the animals. Oh, Emmett Walsh. Emmett Walsh was the actor.
Okay.
So yeah. But that was that episode. I don't know if I can find a release date for it.
Sounds creepy enough for sure.
Yeah, dude.
You saw Christmas with the Cranks with Tim Allen.
Oh,
That's it.
dude, Emmett Walsh.
Yeah, I
this
can't
guy.
find a release date of that episode.
So it does
remember
have
Yeah.
Robert Zemeckis is listed as executive producer as well with some other people there. And I did see Danny Elfman do some of the
I don't know who that
score.
is.
Danny Elfman?
What?
Did Danny Elfman also did Danny Elfman also do the voice for the Crypt Keeper?
And I don't know. I'll have to look that up. But Danny Elfman does movie soundtracks, so he's done Batman Returns.
No. I was talking
Beetlejuice.
about the original person you said.
Oh,
I wasn't referring to Danny Elfman. I was referring to the other name you said.
no, Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah, Robert Zemeckis. I don't know who that. Obviously,
just-
everybody knows who Danny Elfman is.
Zemeckis is a producer. Done Back to the Future and a few other stuff. Let's see, who is the
I guess I
voice
should know who that is, but I don't.
of the
It looks like a
Crypt
guy
Keeper?
named John Kasser or Kaser
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, you're right. It is John.
or Kasser,
Yep.
something like that. Yeah, I recognize
Let's see
his
here.
face.
K like K.
Yeah, I see it is. Kaser.
Interesting, dude.
So
Yeah, laugh just
Yeah.
as soon as when the show was starting.
Tales from the Crypt.
No way, dude. And
Yeah,
then
I'd
they
say
turned it into a kids show at a certain point. It was like animated.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep,
Yeah.
they sure did.
I
Because
mean,
I brought it up on my one and only ever episode of Saturday Super Show.
I will say there's so many R-rated movies and stuff that became kids shows, right? There was a RoboCop like kids show, like cartoon. You're like, what? Like Toxic Crusader was like
Yeah.
a B
Beetlejuice.
horror movie. Yeah, so it's like kids show. Why not? Sure.
Yeah, kids show.
Kids will love this.
Manny's Arcade says, "Why does the Crypt Keeper have Chucky's eyes?"
That's a great question.
I think I want to
did
say
he?
I heard something about this where it's literally actually Chucky's eyes. I think like they needed eyes for the puppet, and they might have reused Chucky just for the
Really?
prop. I want to
Who
say
knew?
that story is like legitimate.
You heard it here on the internet, folks. It has to be true.
Has to be true.
Dude, don't even get me started on Chucky, bro. That's childhood trauma right there.
Yeah, Chucky was something I don't think I've ever watched a full Chucky movie, not an original.
Okay.
I think I watched Bride of Chucky, which was pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I'm losing the plot here, but the original Child's Play, oh my gosh, dude. Do you remember the My Buddy doll?
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Dude. It was the perfect meld of childhood trauma.
Yeah, My Buddy was terrifying.
My Buddy and Child's Play. I don't know how I saw that movie as a kid, but that was bad news, man. It was bad news.
I guess on a lighter heart, we could talk about the Simpsons Treehouse of Terror, right?
Treehouse of
That's-
Horrors.
or Terror. I guess tree TT would be too obvious. Treehouse of Horrors.
That's right.
Definitely some fantastic episodes on there, and seemed to be like a staple as a kid when Halloween came around. You're like, oh man, like because then it was broken up into like short stories
Yep.
that you would see, similar to like Tales from the Crypt and all that. So they're kind of mimicking those.
There was one where Homer goes in like this 3D world that was pretty weird.
Yeah.
Oh, where
Isn't
he
that
goes
like-
through the wall and
Yeah.
then he's like stuck in 3D world.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Doesn't he end up in doesn't he like come out of a wormhole and then he's like in like the real
life?
I think so. Maybe so.
It ends with him like going into a adult cake shop, I think.
He's like walking down the street, possibly.
Yeah.
That was a weird one. I love the aliens they have on there.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot their names. They're in the big like,
Kruos
bubbles.
and something maybe.
Mike says my favorite one is the one where the Krusty doll comes alive.
Yeah.
Again,
And
Chucky
I mean
vibes,
that
dude.
would definitely mimic Chucky, right? I'm sure that's what the inspiration was for right there.
There's another good one where they do the oh my god, what is that show called? Where the monster's on the wing of the airplane. What is
Oh
that?
yes.
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone. Yes, thank you.
William Shatner. It was
Yeah.
embedded in the movie version.
There's something on the
Like,
plane.
Something on the wing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was cool that they seen that there. Yeah, that they mimic that.
Dude, the one where they get abducted, like talking about the aliens, where they get abducted and it's all
Yeah.
about like they think they're fattening them up so that they can cook them.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
I mean, it's classic, but that's
Right.
Well,
my
that
favorite.
that was again another throwback to one of the Twilight Zone episodes where the aliens come to Earth and they have like a book and they are like cooking for them, and the book says like, I think like how to cook for mankind or something. I don't know. There was something covered on it, and at the end of the episode, it was like how to cook mankind.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
Yeah.
gonna eat you. So I believe that was a play on that.
It's like how to cook humans, how to cook for humans,
Right,
How to
yeah.
cook 40 humans,
Right,
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
something like that.
blowing the dust off.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Classic one for sure.
Just with his mouth full. No one, and I mean no one, eats Homer Simpson.
And then the Shining one was really good too.
Oh, dude.
Oh yeah, we brought that up a few times where they mimic The Shining, and Homer is Jack Nicholson's character there in The Shining.
And there's one where the end of it, they're talking about this fog that'll turn your body inside out, and it turns into this whole like song and dance montage where their bodies flip inside out, and every time they step, blood squirts all over the TV. Does
Dude.
anybody remember that?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I imagine because there's a movie called The Fog, so I assume again inspiration from that.
Actually, okay. So thinking about the fog that was like turning people inside out, that reminded me of my favorite of all time. I believe it's called the Omega Man, and it's the one where everybody dies, but Homer is the only one who's alive.
So he's
Do you
like
remember
last
this
man on
episode?
Earth.
He's the last man on Earth. He's sitting in traffic, and nobody's moving, and he realizes that everybody else is dead, and he's like, "I can finally do what I've always wanted," and it just is a hard cut to him dancing naked to war in the church.
Oh my gosh.
It's so good. Oh my gosh.
This came out October 26, 1997. Treehouse of Horror, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 8. Yeah. In this
Classic.
episode, Homer is the only survivor of a nuclear blast until a group of mutants come after him. Homer then buys a transporter, which Bart uses to switch bodies with a housefly.
There's one where he keeps like changing like the outcome of time with like a
Yes.
toaster.
Yes.
And
yes.
all I remember is this line where he goes, I wish I hadn't killed that fish. That's the only part I remember of the whole show.
Because he goes back in time or whatever, and he's like, dinosaur land or whatever, and he's like, all right, don't move, and then he had made a step and crushed a fish.
Yeah.
So then when he went back, he's in the basement, so he comes upstairs and then noticed stuff changed. So then he's trying to find his regular universe, and everything will be slightly tweaked. Like I remember too, he like went to one and everything was like seemed all right, and then he ended up freaking out leaving because he asked them, oh, like, I'll have a donut. And they're like, what are donuts?
Oh yeah.
And he leaves, and then it starts raining donuts there in
Yeah.
that world.
Yep. And it's like, oh, it's raining again.
Yeah.
And then at the very end of it, he comes back and everything's almost like 99% normal, except at the very end when they start eating their food, I think they have like crazy weird tongues that like
Yeah.
and he's like, close enough.
Close enough.
I had
Oh,
bought we had gone on a trip a while back, and I had seen the DVD box set of one of those, so I had picked that up. So I'll have to try to dig it out so we can watch some of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a couple little loose DVDs where they have those on there. So
Oh, what is this
Fun
one?
when
Manny's
kids get
saying
old enough.
Nightmare on Evergreen Terrace Street was amazing.
is that the one where Willie was like Freddy or not was it Fred? Yeah, like Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, dang, that's Smart's weather.
Because it fit perfect, because he was like, I don't know, like the maintenance guy,
Yeah.
and he's already like looking kind of like Freddy-ish.
Right.
So
Like, he's got
good.
a claw. I think he had a rake, maybe, or something. like
Right,
that.
right. I think it was a rake. I'm sure you could probably find some of these episodes just on YouTube searching it, but
Probably so.
I was trying to research and I couldn't get anything to come up with. I want to talk about the costumes of the 90s, but I try to, search it into Google, and it's just showing me costumes that you would wear now to represent the 90s.
Gotcha.
And
yeah.
I'm like, the only one I know that would come out is obviously the Ninja Turtles were really big. So I'm sure a bunch of people were dressing up as Ninja Turtles.
I'm surprised I never wanted to be a turtle.
Dude, I was Raphael one year.
Nice.
And then when I think about a 90s costume, the worst one was I had this what looked like a very cool like Batman Returns
Oh,
era
yeah.
Batman. But the cowl was like cloth, like this mixture of like that weird cloth foamy type stuff. So the ears would just constantly like do this.
No.
So then my mom tried to stuff them with like tissue so they would stay up, but they just were all wonky. It was really bad.
You're like, good execution, but it failed.
Yeah, it was cute.
Andy's chiming in and says he remembers Goosebumps costumes were big. So you probably could have dressed up as like Slappy, maybe had the mask from that
Yeah.
series. I'm not sure who else would be from Goosebumps that stands out as a character.
I'm sure for little kids there are a lot of Barney costumes out there.
Right, Barney, Elmo, I would
Power
assume.
Rangers.
Yeah, that's true. Power Rangers is probably a real big costume for kids in the 90s.
I just remember, dude, it was just the plastic mask with the rubber band.
Right. Well, that's what I'm going to say. Most of these costumes were packed in. You just get a
The
plastic mask.
yeah.
and
With
then-
a little slit for your mouth that you can barely breathe out of.
And then maybe like a T-shirt or something that.
Well,
was
in the
themed.
80s, everything was plastic. So it was like these plastic, full body plastic outfits you put on. And I was a Care Bear one year, probably like 1986. And even on the front of the thing, it said Care Bears. I'm like, why does it say Care Bears? Is it necessary to like say what it is?
It's in case people didn't know when you get.
But
to
they
the
came
door.
in a box, a little box
Right.
and it had the mask on the front, and you could see through the little clear window, and it was like this little plastic outfit folded up. It's like, what a weird idea for costumes.
Well, they
And
did a
incredibly flammable, right?
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
They did a throwback if you visit the Spirit Halloween store with the Star Wars costumes. So that they were in a box with C-3PO's mask,
Mhm.
Yoda, Darth Vader, just like it was from the 70s and all that. So it was kind of like a throwback to that.
You should Google 80s plastic. I know we're talking about 90s, but just they're so weird.
He's like, I just want to see the 80s ones.
The-
80s plastic Halloween costumes. Oh God, this is
Type-
nightmare.
Type in Care Bear. and I bet
Nightmare fuel.
You'll probably find the one I wore.
Let's see. I'll bring
Oh,
this up in
man.
here.
This is bringing back so many wonderfully terrible memories.
Right?
Oh my, yeah, dude,
yeah,
those are
that-
so.
Yeah, it does say chair bear. Well, no, it says chair bear on this one. So
Yeah,
that's
mine was brown,
okay.
but looked very similar.
It's so funny though that that Flintstones costume, like it looks nothing like Fred except that he has a picture of himself and then the mask kind of, but like
Like
Right.
like what a weird concept, right? To have like a picture of yourself on your outfit.
Oh
look
yeah,
at
and all these.
Look at
yeah.
the GI Joe one.
it's just like a
It looks like
big
a sleeping
one.
bag. It's literally just like
It's just like an advertisement. Hey
Oh,
kids, don't
that's
forget to buy a
wild.
GI Joe while you're. That Papa one's pretty cool.
And what's wild is this was it. This was the height of it.
This
Like,
is it.
You're rocking some of these, man, especially like these like well-known IPs.
Yeah, yeah.
You were the talk of the schoolyard, man. This was it.
so. This was probably. It cuts off. This is probably still late '80s, but we got
Dude, look at that GoBot.
Lino and
There's
a
a-
GoBot.
And Big
That
Bird,
robot's
and,
actually kind of sick.
dude, Big Bird looks like he might murder somebody. Is that He-Man?
I thought it was.
No, that's Chuck Norris, dude. Oh my gosh.
Chuck Norris.
Oh, that's so good.
Bloody Bones is saying though, Ghostbusters, GI Joe, and He-Man and Transformers were big for costumes. Ghostbusters easily, yeah. GI Joe, I'm sure it was similar to something like that there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
But anyway, those were worth looking at for a second.
I love it.
Nightmare
You know what else we
fuel.
could talk about, Russ?
Yeah.
One of my favorite things ever: the McDonald's Halloween pumpkin like buckets that you
The
used to get.
buckets.
Oh,
Yeah. I just had a lady give me a 1991 witch in McPumpkin and a McBoo from 1986.
Nice.
Wow. That's rad.
Yeah, they're sweet. They're at my work.
Now, did they have the lids or just
Yeah,
open?
no, they did have the lids. And the ones from 91 had a special feature where the lids were cookie cutters.
Oh, that's cool.
Right?
I was just talking about how I feel chipped off. So they came out maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I picked up the ghost one. We had gotten it.
With the stupid plastic piece in the middle.
And it's like instead of a lid, it's like connected to the handle, mimicking a lid. It's
like
just a
from
flat piece.
afar, it
Oh,
looks like a
interesting.
lid.
Right? And
Like
packaging
in
or
marketing.
like marketing, and you're like, oh, it's a lid, and you're like, no, it's just open. You have the thing. I have the bucket somewhere close.
It's the
too.
dumbest thing. I have one downstairs. It's the stupidest thing ever, Rob. If you don't know what we're talking about,
Dude, I have no
like
idea.
how much more plastic would it have taken to actually make an actual lid?
Oh, I guess I could just
I
Google
gotta
it.
look.
I'm looking
Yeah, I
for
gotta,
an
Yeah.
actual-
let's look this up.
Let's look at this.
But
terrible
they
lid.
are re-releasing them this year, and it's the same nonsense.
Yeah, it's like McDonald's. You suck. Go fix this immediately.
Okay,
Dude,
here's
shots fired.
Shots fired.
so see how it's
What, these
across
new
the
ones?
across the top. It's just
And you can even see underneath it. You can see the
like here's the gap.
other
right
side.
there,
There's
like-
a gap.
But is
It's
that thing,
terrible.
like is it flat?
It
Like,
is flat,
The
yes.
same width as the handle.
like
Yep.
it's not like this. Here's your lid. Like
That's
it's
a real
solid.
lid.
But
Interesting.
these are just like it just goes across and mimics a lid.
And also, whose idea was it to make
choice.
these new stupid things here? Look at them right there. They're like
Wh-
furry with weird eyes. You see them?
What are you talking? Oh, these things.
That's this year's.
This is this year's.
Yes. Where's McBoo? Where's McWitch? Where's McPumpkin? What are these things?
Well, you've got McBlue Monster, McOrange Monster, McGreen Monster, and McWhite Monster.
Yes.
Gosh.
Maybe I should be thankful that they have them at all, but
Guess yeah,
Boo
beggars can't be
buckets.
choosers. Maybe
That's
this
right.
will be for the kids. Like they'll remember these buckets as we remembered the
well,
good
let's-
quality ones.
because I can't help myself. I will go buy them anyway.
You're your own worst enemy.
Exactly.
You guys got any more of those boo buckets that really suck?
Give me that
me
dumb.
4 of 'em.
Give me dumb McGreen, please.
Manny says, I remember always wanting those movie studio quality latex masks back in the 90s, but they were always so expensive, especially the Batman Returns mask.
You know what that reminded me of?
Mm-hmm.
Remember Spencer's? Spencer's always had like premier masks.
Yeah, that's true. They
They're
did
pretty
have pretty
penny
good
too, man.
selection there. I mean, I go there or Party City, and I have my Batman mask from back in the day, and it was a nice rubber one that you pull over. I don't know how much it was, and
Oh.
obviously it's one of those like one size fits most type things. So
Right.
you're like, it's kind of loose on me, or for
Right.
whatever, you got to pull the Velcro tighter in the back.
Like, you gotta
One
cut me
size
out of
fits
it.
most. That's hilarious. You know what I always wanted back in the day? I always wanted that Freddy claw. That looked so realistic
Nice,
with the big knives.
yeah.
You probably have one, Russ.
Yeah, I picked up one a few years ago when I was doing my NES Freddy cosplay. Essentially, I have a cheap one that came with the costume that was like terrible, but then they sell the standalone Freddy glove, and they have different tiers you can get. I think this one was like $15, but they had one that was like $50. That looked
Right.
pretty good, and I'm like, I'm gonna end up painting it anyways. I think I ended up getting my own like leather glove and attaching it to there, so kind of doing my own stuff with it. But
Kind of like a little mashup.
right, yeah, for sure. I was gonna bring up Jay since well, we'll keep it going with McDonald's since we're on
Okay.
McDonald's.
I like
I know,
it.
I know you want to mention the nuggets, right?
Yeah, because they had like little Halloween chicken McNugget buddies.
Yeah, the little McNugget buddies for
Yeah.
Halloween. You remember these?
Little Halloweenies.
Let's see.
Couldn't you like take the costume off of them too? Like you could
Yeah,
take the
yep.
ghost off and stuff like that.
Yep.
I feel like
Mix
I do
mix and
remember those.
match.
Heck yeah.
Oh, I gotta put Halloween. They're just showing me pictures of regular nuggies.
Well, hey dudes, I thanks for letting me jump in. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I gotta go dad. I gotta get the kids in bed, but I really appreciate
No,
you guys
absolutely.
letting me
No,
jump in.
thanks for saving me, Rob. Appreciate you.
Oh, dude, anytime. You guys have a lot of fun, and
You
I'll
too.
see you soon.
Thanks, buddy.
Excellent. Later, man. All right, back to Russ and Jay show here.
Appreciate his efforts.
Yeah. So here we go. We got the McNugget buddies here with their Halloween costumes.
Oh yeah, those are so fun.
They got let's see, Frankenstein, a witch, a ghost, a mummy, a vampire, and a pumpkin.
Yeah, I love those.
1992, set of 7.
Ooh. We were just 11 years old, Russ.
Yeah, no, no. Let's see. Oh, these are in 96. I don't remember these. One's like a purpley monster. One's dressed as Ronald.
My mother-in-law has that one on the bottom left at her house with like the green outfit.
Yeah,
Just
it
like
kind of looks like a dinosaur.
Yeah, that she has. I've seen that one at her house.
Oh, here we go. It shows Spider, Rockstar, Fairy Princess, Dragon, Alien Monster, and Ronald. So these are in 96. I'm not sure. if
Which
guys
one would
remember
you
these.
have wanted the most when you were a kid?
I mean, probably that dragon.
dude, I'm thinking that dragon's the best. I would have felt so gypped if I got that fairy princess. I'd be pissed.
Or even the Rockstar. He's like, meh.
No,
Green
he's-
hair, green
I
glasses.
like the rock star. He's cool.
But the classic ones for sure is sweet hair.
Or the Ronald McDonald one I'd be mad about. I always hate it when I got a girl toy. Like, no, that would be my luck. I would go and I would want the vampire or the mummy or the Frankenstein, and they'd give me the witch, and I'd be like, oh,
You're like,
I
no.
don't want the witch. I want something cool.
What we got? Manny's saying McDonald's in the 90s will forever be unmatched.
I agree.
They were so spot on with promotions and good quality toys.
That's right.
Plus, they had the playpen area, or play. What would you call it? It's not a pen, but the play area.
Retro Cart Collector says he always wanted to collect those nuggets. Maybe one day.
I mean, I'm sure you could find them at the swap meets. I'm sure there's always bins of like the McDonald toys at all the swap meets, or
There's always eBay too.
that is
Just
true.
break down and run to eBay. You know what? Next time I go to Toy Federation, I'll look through the big bins and see what I can find.
See if you can pull out any of the.
Yes.
I did find, because we did do a full episode of like McDonald's toys, the run of all the toys, and
Mhm.
I forgot where I was. It was at one of the gaming conventions or something, and I came across the cars we were talking about. I forget if it was Bugs
Yeah.
Bunny or like Fraggle Rock or something,
Yeah.
where it's like they're on one side and then you flip it over.
I think that was Tiny Toons.
or Tiny
Or it might have
Toons.
been Fraggle Rock. I think Fraggle Rock was in some too.
Nice.
See you, Bloody Bones.
Thanks for jumping in on the live here. Appreciate you being there. Have a good night.
Another thing we could talk about, unless there was something you were wanting to talk about earlier before we jumped off the McDonald's.
Well, it's still food related.
Okay. Because I got something too.
A little old thing right here called
Oh, we were already on the same page.
Count Chocula. I got a box right here picked up. Well, actually, the wife got me this one.
Frankenberry, Count Chocula.
Definitely a staple for sure.
I love those
Families.
commercials, man. I
Oh,
will
yeah, the
I will
classic ones.
legit watch Monster cereal commercials all day long.
That would be fun to do. Like if you're having a Halloween party and just put
Yes.
on 90s commercials like on the TV in the background as a thing, that'd be cool. I would do that at a party if I had one. Maybe next year. We'll
It's
be moved
crazy
in.
that those actually go back to the 70s.
Right, yeah. That far. And the design hasn't changed too much of the count itself.
I love it. I need to go get a few more boxes before the season's over with, but they don't last long at my house. Like 2 days, they're gone.
Jeez.
Frankenberry.
You guys having cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Heck yeah. Well, my kids, man, between me and my kids, they're just gone.
Yeah, I haven't gotten. I feel like too at the store currently, so many cereals are jumping on the spooky bandwagon.
Oh yeah, I don't like that, man. I feel like that's I don't know. I don't like that. The 90s are right. I haven't had cereal in so long. Well, I mean, you like the 90s. Why not? What's up, Linda?
Linda, the Gamer Girls here. Yeah, what's your who had Count Chocolate? Who enjoyed that? We got Count Chocolate, Boo Berry. You got.
Did you ever see the guy that was obsessed with Boo Berry on
No.
YouTube?
What? No.
Oh, there's this dude that was like obsessed with Boo Berry. And he bought it. He bought like as much as he could so he could eat it all year long. It's a crazy episode. I think it was on MTV.
Oh, it's like My Obsession or something like that. One of
Yeah.
those shows.
Probably poop blue all year long.
Well, it's better that than the what was the caramel apple lady?
Oh, Carmela Creeper.
Carmela Creeper.
She's back this year, but I'm hoping she goes by the wayside. I want Fruity Yummy Mummy and Fruit Brute back, but with original flavors.
Oh, right. Yeah. The werewolf was
Yeah.
Fruit Brute.
Yes.
But yeah, now everything, if you go to the store, it's like Lucky Charms is spooky, Cinnamon Toast Crunch,
Spooky.
Tricks,
Bunch of
spooky.
wannabes.
They're like, just add some marshmallows.
Even
of
Captain
Ghost.
Crunch tries to get spooky milk, but they need to stick to Christmas. That's original Captain Crunch.
That's true.
Christmas
They do
Crunch.
both. Yeah, Christmas Crunch, and they did this spooky one. I feel like that one maybe turned my milk green.
Yes. Christmas Crunch, though, feels original because they've done that since the 80s.
Okay.
Ho, 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 I'm hungry. Anyway, we'll do that in about 2 months.
Fair enough. What else did I put on my list here of that? Costume in the 90s, McDonald's toys. Yep. The food there. The commercials too.
Yeah. Oh, dude, what's your favorite?
Probably the Frankenstein. I can't remember if it's Doritos or if it's
Yes.
Pepsi.
It's Doritos.
It's a Doritos one.
I do remember the Pizza Hut Halloween commercials. So my favorite one is the one where the vampire eats the Reese cup,
Oh, right.
and he's like, "There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's," and it has like 2 vampire
The
fangs in
two
it.
little.
Loved that. Why was that so cool? What a
I'm
great
like,
idea.
those are great. I gotta look up to show you guys if you're watching here on YouTube the Pizza Head commercials. Commercials Halloween.
Gosh, you're making me
Literally
hungry.
a slice of pizza that they dressed up, right? If you remember we're seeing this here, but
Was
Now
it
it's
the
time for the Pizza Head show.
Hey everybody, I'm done trick-or-treating and now I'm gonna go for a stuffed crust pizza at Pizza Hut. Yay!
Not yet, Pizza Head. There's one more place to go.
I don't think anyone's home.
Sure there is.
Whoa, trick-or-treat! Interesting hieroglyphics on this pizza.
Quick, Pizza Head, let's go upstairs.
it's a pizza cutter.
Yeah.
It's a mummy.
Steve,
Oh, nice place. You gotta go. I wanna go to Pizza Hut now.
the count will be happy to give you a lift.
Woo, hey, put it down, put it down.
See you next time.
It's for Pizza Hut.
Yeah, I love it.
Amazing.
Classic.
That's a good one for sure.
So 90s.
He deserved his own game like the Noid. Make it happen still. There's still time. That's why Pizza Hut went the wayside. Their marketing.
Yep.
It's not just as good.
Blowing it. Bring Pizza Head back. Pizza Hut will prosper.
And would any other commercials stand out for you in the 90s for Halloween stuff?
No, not
The
really.
Reese's?
Uh,
Probably the I was gonna say maybe the Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
I don't remember that one. I'm sure I would if I saw it.
I'll look one up.
I love that Reese's one though. That one's the one I remember the most. But I also remember the Frankenstein one where he's like going to get the Doritos, and it might be Doritos and Pepsi, Russ.
Oh, just a combination, yeah.
Yeah. Now I want Doritos and Pepsi.
Let's see. We don't have to watch the whole thing here. I think they're making like munchkins or something. They're in a lab as like a mad scientist.
Oh, okay.
Dunkin' Donuts is proud to announce we've created a monster, introducing a haunting collection of minis for Halloween.
Oh, so they're mini donuts.
Minis are a fraction the size of our regular donuts, but they have the power to attract very interesting guests to your Halloween parties.
I mean, the production on this, they went all
Oh
out.
wow,
for it.
yeah, they went hardcore.
Freaking zombies, the whole
Minis.
mad scientist laboratory and everything.
Love it.
Oh,
Love
Manny's talking about creepy crawlers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you have a creepy crawler machine?
I did not, but my friend Mark did.
There we go.
We used to make them in his house all the time.
Certainly a fun one for sure. You could build up a whole bunch. You could help with decoration if you're having a Halloween party. You're like, Russ, go make us some creepy crawlers for the Halloween party.
Yeah, but there was a toy line called Mad Scientist, and I had some of their stuff that turned like glowing goop.
Yes,
That was pretty radical.
that was a big everything goopy or like cooking stuff was real big in the 90s with the toys. Get your
Yep.
light bulb oven ready.
That's right. That is right.
Candies, maybe candies in the 90s. What were people giving out trick or treating? What were you getting?
Those crappy little candies that are wrapped in like black, brown, and like orange paper that no one knows what the heck it is.
They're like it's like taffy or something
It's
like
like
that. It
Peanut
in a big
buttery
bucket.
taffy, and it tastes like crap.
It does taste pretty bad.
And those there were these little like monster, it was almost like candy cigarette type material, but they were flat and they had like monster faces on them, and they came in like these little boxes.
Okay.
Does that ring a bell?
I think I slightly remember that.
Classic stuff like Snicker bars and
I mean, I will say I was surprised.
Tootsie Rolls. I always hated Tootsie Rolls. Like
Yeah?
just give me some real candy.
Just give me a Reese's peanut
I mean,
butter
I chewed the
cup.
crap out of those Tootsie Rolls. Don't get me wrong, but like I'd have rather had something else.
I will say it stood out when you got the little like coupons for
Mhm.
like a Frosty or like something McDonald's related and stuff. And I'm like, oh, what is this? Like, it's like a bonus item. Oh, I got next time we go out for fast food, I get a special treat for myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever get pennies?
No, never got pennies, never got toothpaste. What about all the urban legends?
Oh, razor blades and
Yeah, let me check
And
your
you-
candy. Make sure nobody put razor blades in your candy. Like, what a horrible person! If you ever put razor blades in someone's candy, you deserve terrible things.
absolutely. It's like, geez, no way. And definitely nowadays, it's like, no way. I would say back in the 90s, you're trick or treating, right? You can, some people maybe they did fresh baked cookies or brownies. Like,
Yeah,
didn't really think too much of it other than this razor blade thing and apples and all of that. But I feel
Right.
like now it's like never accept any fresh baked
Oh,
stuff from it.
exactly.
Has to be wrapped, concealed. Like, no way, that's not happening.
exactly.
Linda got dollars a couple times.
Nice.
They were like, all right, we could give out $50. We got 50 kids coming.
See, Linda was smart. She said, I went to the rich neighborhoods and got the dollars and full large candy bars. She wasn't messing around with those cheapskates, giving out the no-name candy that Jay was eating.
I will say my mom dropped me off at my aunt's house and I did their neighborhood. I would do mine early, then we go to my aunt's and I'd get to do that as well. And they were in a more higher, I guess, richer neighborhood. So
Yeah,
worked out for me.
cool.
Eating candy for days.
What else?
What about TV regular series? I know we talked about the obviously scary ones,
I mean, like
which were on all year,
specials.
like the
I remember like
specials.
specials, like like Charlie Brown, Great Pumpkin. What else was on there?
You know,
It was
prior
always
Scooby Doo.
It was always cool when like regular cartoons had like little specials, like Tiny Toons might have had a Halloween special, or Bobby's World might have had Halloween themed episodes.
Or even you could think back to like TGI Friday. I'm sure there was like a Family Matters Halloween
Yeah, yep.
special. And you're
I
like,
always
"Oh,
liked
okay."
that when it was like when they were like acknowledging the season.
Right. You're like, oh, so it's like happening now, like the
Yeah.
timeline.
Yep.
Yeah, I always thought that was fun for sure.
Garfield, oh, the Elvira TV TGIF, yeah. And just like every little commercial, like even like I'm just thinking of like Christmas commercials, but like they would throw like little Halloween themed things into commercials to make it more fun. Boy Meets World Halloween specials. I bet Topanga was always dressed up pretty wild.
I wonder, hey, I'll look that up and see.
I bet you will, Russ.
Boy Meets World Halloween episode. And then there was Sean, Boy Meets World, season 5, episode 17. I guess they were it looks like they were almost going the Scream route. Let's see if I could share it here, where Sean is kind of dressed up as this alien, skeleton-ish type figure. Let's see what it says for the plot. After a fight between the recently broken up Corey and Topanga, caused by Sean, escalates in Mr. Finney's class, Corey, Topanga, Sean, and Angela and Kenny are given detention. Finney leaves and the map screen pulls up, revealing no one gets out alive, written on the chalkboard in blood. Jeez. The group finds themselves locked in the classroom, and a creepy janitor appears in the hallway and refuses to let them out. After Eric and Jack appear and unlock the room, the lights briefly go out, and Kenny is murdered by being stabbed through the head with a pencil.
Oh, gosh.
In reference to the then recently premiered South Park.
Wow. Oh my gosh, you killed Kenny.
That's pretty neat. Yeah, we'll have to see if I could stream that on there. Boy
That's
Meets
funny.
World. Halloween episode.
1998, February 27th, 98. Is that what this is?
Yep. That's what
Wow.
originally aired. So it didn't originally air, I guess, in October.
At that point, I was no longer watching Boy Meets World.
Yeah, I can't say when I was watching it. Let's see, I'd still be in junior high.
I think I'd be in 11th grade, February.
Oh wait, 98. Yeah. No, you're right.
No. February 98 would be going into. Yeah,
You'd be
yeah,
like a
no.
sophomore,
That's the
right?
second half of the year. Yeah, I'll be in 11th grade. It wasn't much long after that I heard Blink 182 for the first time. Just throwing it out there. Maybe a month. Just saying.
Just saying.
Got to get it in.
There you go. Jay's always talking the Blink.
Got to.
You guys got anything else for 90s? What are we missing? We did clothes, costumes, treats,
Commercials.
TV shows,
Happy Meals.
Happy Meal toys.
What movies came out that year? Or I guess that year is 10 years.
Halloween.
Decade.
Halloween 90 movies.
Halloween 90 movies.
Obviously, Ernest Scared Stupid
Okay.
came out. I could bring up the list here. There's a whole slew of them if we're doing a decade.
Scream, probably.
The Craft, the witchcraft movie with the girls.
Yeah.
We got Halloween H2O.
I remember seeing that movie. That was awesome.
It's got
It's got
LL Cool J in it.
It's got a Josh Hartnett, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Casper came out.
I got that movie
95.
on DVD.
Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp.
Don't think I ever saw that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Obviously, The Nightmare Before Christmas that came out in 93.
The greatest movie because it celebrates 2 holidays in one.
Double hitter. Idle Hands.
With Tom DeLonge in it.
And I think Offspring is in it as well.
Serving up cheeseburgers.
That's a good one.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. House on Haunted Hill.
Yep.
Adam's Family.
Hocus Pocus. Classic for sure. Halloween Town. I never seen that one.
Yeah, me either.
That's more for, I guess, the younger crowd. Did Frankenweenie? Oh no, that's way later. I'm like, wait a minute. This is just related ones.
Gotcha.
That's
good enough.
pretty good ones. And then obviously your classic ones.
Oh, Arachnophobia.
Army of Darkness, Candyman, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh, the scary ones.
Yeah.
And so I just watched this one here. Me and Steph watched The Frighteners like 2 days ago.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a good one. Oh, and Tales from the Hood. You ever watch this one, Jay? 95.
I don't think I ever saw it, but I
So-
remember it.
Tales from the Hood just plays off of that Tales from the Crypt, right? Instead of having a crypt keeper, they go to this what is it called? The mortuary? No, where do you go when you're having a service for someone that passed?
Mortuary?
I thought that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
And they meet the guy there, and essentially it acts like Tales from the Crypt, but based in the hood. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good one. They made a few of them.
Blair Witch Project. That was a good one.
Oh, and from Dusk Till Dawn with what the heck is his name? I forgot his name. Who was in that?
I don't know. Twilight Zone. Nexus Creed cried. Is it Creed? Creed. Yeah, I can't read. Just watched It's a Great Pumpkin. I have that sealed somewhere. I need to go open it up and watch it.
DVD or VHS?
DVD.
DVD.
Found it at the thrift store and thought, sweet. I know it's
Nice.
not scratched.
And I want to say, do they do a Twilight Zone marathon? I wonder if it's on one of the channels. I'm sure they would.
I don't have cable, so I don't know.
Right. I'm sure that was a thing for Halloween, though. Twilight Zone.
Oh,
Certainly
probably
great.
back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, retro. Yeah, Antonio was it Antonio Banderas? Antonio, I'm pretty sure that's who it was in From Dusk Till Dawn. I'll look it up here. From Dusk Till Dawn. We got
Quentin Tarantino, Selma Hayek, Harvey Keitel.
George Clooney's in it. So maybe I was thinking, yeah, no, I guess George Clooney, yeah. 1996.
There you go.
I will say a lot of these movies I try to watch. It stinks nowadays. They're like, where's it streaming? What service is it on? I can't just like, when's it coming on cable? So I could watch it.
I forgot about Erie, Indiana.
So when you computer broke and you left, we did discuss Erie, Indiana, and I don't think I ever seen it before, but it seemed really interesting.
I remember it.
And I definitely would watch it now. It's similar to a Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The Shining, both versions. Don't you be thinking about Willie between 4 and 7. That's my time.
What's both versions, though? What do you mean?
I don't know. The only one I know of is Jack Nicholson.
Right. I don't know if there was another one. Did they have another one?
I know
there was a sequel.
The other one is the Simpsons episode for me.
Watch both of those. Oh, there's a TV version of it?
Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking of something else. Just kidding. I'm thinking of Bates Motel.
Oh, it's not called Bates Motel. What is it called?
The Bates Motel is the name of the series I was thinking of. That was on Netflix.
Oh, I see.
TV miniseries because he hated the movie. Well, that's stupid. You know, it'd be scary if Jay found free time to beat Chrono Trigger. Boom! Yep, that'd be terrifying. One day, the problem is, I won't even get into it.
One day.
I'm like James Rolfe. Time. I don't have enough time. You know, like Barry makes fun of James for always complaining about not having enough time to do this.
It's certainly tough. You had to be time management with like
Me.
having kids.
Not everybody
and
can be
stuff.
like Russ and do what he wants all day long, every day, and somehow make it work. I got too much cleaning to do.
Always cleaning.
Always cleaning. My OCD of cleaning won't let me. It renders me useless.
Fair enough.
There you go.
I don't know where we're going with the rest of this episode.
That's scary facts of being an adult. I don't know.
I will say, check out my cool shirt I got from Bull Airs. It's got their mascot, Tommy Toretto, wearing a Jason mask.
Cool. Cool airs. Bull airs.
So, rocking that. We'll see. Halloween, certainly fun in the 90s, I think, with commercials, getting you hyped up for Halloween, movies coming on, and just all the promotions and stuff geared towards everything. Maybe just because now we consume our media everywhere, where it's on apps and TikTok, YouTube. Some people have cable and this and that.
It's almost cheap in media, though.
Like, what do you mean? Like
I'll be watching a movie and I can't pay attention to it because I'm looking at a TikTok.
oh, I see. Okay.
It's I don't, you know what I mean? Like back in the day, that would never happen. I'd just be like focused on the movie.
Yeah, where now it's just easier to like,
or it's like
I lost my
or it's like I'll watch
interest.
a YouTube video, I'll get about 2.5 minutes in, and I'm like, I'm done with it. I'm moving on to the next video.
I got the gist of it. Well, because it ended up being a whole like ordeal where you're watching this movie on TV.
Yeah.
There's gonna be commercials, and
right?
You can't skip them. So you just hopefully they're fun commercials that you're like, yeah, that was neat to watch. Like, cool, it's a Frankenstein, breaking into a Pepsi truck and this and that, and then you go back, get into your movie, I wonder what other commercials are going to come up then that are themed for Halloween.
Well, plus when you were a kid, like every holiday was so exciting. So any little thing that like gave you that little bit of excitement was like
Mhm.
added to the cake. And I feel like kids miss out on that today. Like my kids are always like hitting the skip button when the commercials come on. I was like, hold on a minute, that might be a good one. Like, let's just see what's going on here with this. Maybe it's fun. Really
I've
put some
seen,
time into it.
like I said, I've seen videos on YouTube where it's a compilation and it'd be like 2 hours and it's just like commercials from the 90s. Or like,
Oh, I love those. I'll watch like 80s Christmas commercials all the time.
yeah,
And I just like, and I just wrap myself in a warm, fuzzy blanket and I just reminisce and wish it was the 80s again.
I dig it. But we can't go back. You could only jump in the warp pipe.
And go forward.
Yeah, I think that sums up our 90s Halloween for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? We did have some comments that we can check out from the our social medias.
What did you say?
What
Springfield,
did
let's
you
hear from
say?
you.
What did you say?
Springfield, let's hear from you.
Let's see what you guys had to say on the internet. We had on our
I'm gonna glare into the camera while you read this.
we'll go to Facebook. I had one comment on the Facebook page here. Jennifer. She said the one that stood out to me. Wait, nope. Scroll up. There we go. Zach.
Zach Schneck.
Zach says Goosebumps, the haunted mask. I remember sitting down with my cousins and watching this back in like 1996. It honestly freaked us the heck out for a while. LOL. And that's Iowa Retro Gamer Dad.
I know who Zach Schneck is.
Jack Schneck.
Zach Schneck.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely the mask, like how it ends with like she's so frightened that the mask is stuck on her face, and then she finally gets it off, and then it leaves a cliffhanger where her younger brother then puts on the mask, and you're like, no.
No, you just got it off.
So
what are you doing?
They did do a sequel of the book. I don't know if they did a sequel on the TV series though. They might have. And then what do we got on our YouTube community tab? It's a 90s Halloween. River City Ransom. Who remembers the teacher from the Black Lagoon series of books? You had the teacher, the cafeteria lady, principal, etc. I always loved reading those during Halloween. I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, I never heard of that before.
What's reading?
What's reading? What's a book?
What's a book? I don't know.
Dragon Punch Dave says, hey, I have some really great memories of Halloween back in the late 80s, early 90s. You know, the McDonald's Halloween McNugget commercials.
Yeah.
Those Halloween McNugget buddy toys and the awesome glow-in-the-dark candy buckets they used to give out with the Happy Meal. They were the best. I also remember getting together with my friends, grabbing our BMX bikes and meeting up to go trick-or-treating together. And of course, we couldn't miss watching The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror and the Charlie Brown Halloween special. Those were the days.
Yes.
Willy Wampa. I enjoyed reading Goosebumps. There was a youth horror book series for Star Wars called Galaxy of Fear that were pretty fun as well. Now, I'd never heard of those before. My parents also somehow managed to have my sister and I coordinating costumes. One year, I was Paul Bunyan, and my sister was the Blue Ox. Another year, I was the Tin Man, and my sister went as the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz. Trick-or-treating was so awesome back then. It's not the same now. I feel my kids are missing out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what it is. Like, technically, we went last year with Gwen, but she could barely walk trick-or-treating. This year, she'll be definitely more mobile, and hopefully can hold a bucket or something to put some candies in. But it'll be interesting to see as the years go how she thinks of it.
I just saw a thing pop up on my phone the other day. Let's see if I can find it. And it was all these cool pictures of all the Halloweens we've celebrated. around here. Let's see if I can find it.
Here, I'll read the last comment there while you're checking it out. So AJ says, well, over in the New York, New Jersey area, WPIX Channel 11, New York's movie station, would play horror movies every night, double feature sometimes, in an event called Shocktober. This is a core memory of my preteen years. I learned about so many great 80s, 90s horror movies because of that, many of which I still watch every October. Sadly, WPIX is no longer a thing. Not sure what it is now, but it became the WB at some point. Yeah, certainly getting those like movie marathons or fun TV shows where they're like, oh, let's check out, a couple movies tonight is great. The scariest movie for me for a long time was Candyman with the bees. And you say his name in the mirror,
Mm-hmm.
much like Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary. All right, here you go. Can you watch this?
Okay.
See, does it have music?
I don't know. Is it like a photo compilation that it made?
Yeah, it should be. I don't know how washed out it is.
Oh, we got some videos too. So these are all your kids dressed up as throughout the years?
Yeah, and like all the kids in our neighborhood were friends with all the families.
Yeah.
So they usually always get together, and it's
And
and
like
like
pirate, cowboy.
yeah, my son was Sobble from Pokemon. But
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
it's not really having the effect I was hoping. But
Blast it. Is your phone small or your hands big?
Well, my phone is small, but my wife says I have big hands.
There you go.
I don't know.
Sweet. Well, that sums up the 90s, I think, pretty well of Halloween. All the fun stuff that was happening then. And it's just not the same anymore.
My scary large hands are coming at you.
Dun, dun, dun. Well, take your hands and place them on your phone, and you can give us a call over at 949-682-9277. Leave us a voicemail. We'll play it on the show. It could be about future topics you want us to cover, or if you see what topic we're covering and you want to chime in on that, you can do that
Or
as
my
well.
freakishly large hands.
Check out our website, theweeklywarpipe.com. We got all our episodes on there. You can check out some merch. We got coffee mugs, stickers, magnets, buttons, and all the fun stuff. We do a quick shout out to our Patreon supporters of Dan and Nicole's Treasures Untold, Joe Sheevy, Trace Livingood, Samantha Chang, Rodney Torres, Retroholic 16, and Austin Mills for supporting the show. And shout out to bullairs.com. Check out their awesome stock of custom shoes and clothes. You can save 10% if you use the code WARP10. Love it, Jay, with your Halloween mask.
I hate this mask. Today, when I went to a Halloween store, and I actually saw ones that were like bent like this, and I was like, "There you go." Should have bought one. Oh well.
Should have bought one.
$7.99.
Sweet. Well, as always, guys, we appreciate you jumping in the warp pipe with us, going back, and we'll see you guys on the next level. Sweet. We appreciate you guys hanging out on the live stream here.
He said the thing. Jason, Leatherface, Kruger, or Myers?
I mean, probably go with Jason.
I don't know. Leatherface is pretty terrifying, actually. I think Leatherface is the most terrifying of the four.
Who knows?
I know. I'm just kidding.
All right, probably cut the stream. I do have to use the bathroom.
Me too.
So I think we're good with this episode here. I'll get this up on there. We could skip our Wednesday warp Wednesday for this week. We'll figure something out.
We'll see you guys soon.
Appreciate everyone hanging out. We'll see you guys later.
Later.